Good morning on a, for me, it's kind of a casual Thursday. We'll get into why we're doing that this morning. It's Thursday, October the 24th. Hope everybody's ready for a little Friday here on our set as we get ready to get started. We're happy to be the host of the area's only live local talk and entertainment show, Virginia This Morning. I'm Bill Bevins, delighted to be here with our friend Amy Lacey.
Yeah, Bill, you know, it's kind of a casual Thursday for me, too. It's just one of those days when it feels right. We want to say good morning to all of you out there, and we want to thank you for watching our live show each and every day from 9 to 10 a.m. Weekdays, of course, but you know, you can always watch us online on the weekends too. Catch up, see what you missed. Another weekend is on the horizon, as we talked about. So do you have anything fun planned coming up?
Well, you know, it's interesting because now, you know, now that the leaves are starting to fall, and it was a little cooler this morning.
Yes, it was.
I've been doing the drop top on the convertible all week long and wearing hats all week. I brought my hat with me because we're going outside. And we'll tell you more about some cornbread in a minute, but they said, well, we're going to do cornbread. I'm like, it gives me a chance to wear my Stetson. So.
I wish that I would have known. I would have brought my Stetson, too. I have almost that same field hat, so.
Well, it probably
next time we can be
you, so,
next time we can be twinsies, but I don't think the horse is out there anymore, so it won't be, you know, fully reaching its full potential, but we'll make it happen.
Okay, we do a Western morning, we'll wear those.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Boots and the whole thing. All right, folks, we have a great show lined up for you today. He's a master trumpet player who has toured all over the world, but he calls Richmond home. From time to time, we like to take a trip down memory lane and revisit some segments, including some great musical performances we've had over the years. We'll share this song by Rex Richardson with you later. Here's a little preview.
Amazingly talented there. And of course, this month I know pescatarians have been smiling from ear to ear because October is recognized as National Seafood Month. Woo. Dan DeLorenzi is the corporate chef at Perry's Steakhouse, and he's going to prepare their signature, listen to this, miso umami butter with an ahi tuna filet mignon. Wow. Yum, yum, yum.
Wow.
That sounds oh so good, and it's coming up in our second half hour.
And as we mentioned a few minutes ago, we're heading outside to meet the winner of the Cornbread Contest from the corniest fall festival ever from earlier this month, presented by the City of Richmond Recreation and Parks Facility, Broadway in Richmond, and the Altria Theater. Chef Kendra House is the cornbread champ, and she will put her signature mix together, and we'll sample a little bit of that a little bit later on this morning.
So Tom has some folks that are out there with him later today, and you know what? You know, the cornbread is going to be really, really, really tasty as we go out there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it is.
So Tom, is she cooking cornbread on the grill?
Yeah.
No, well, is the cornbread in a pan? Yeah. on like a burner?
Cast iron, right?
Cast iron cornbread.
Very
right?
nice.
Wow. Okay, we're coming out there. You got butter for us?
Is there butter? They want to know if there's butter.
It's hot honey butter.
Hot honey butter.
Hot honey butter, even better.
Gotta love that.
And what's the little, just real quick, I'm so sorry, I'm doing the interview for you guys. No, I'm not, I'm kidding. But what gives it that little orange kind of color? Is that squash?
Well, there's pumpkin in there, roasted pumpkin.
Okay.
Pumpkin.
Just save some of it for the segment.
'Tis the season, right?
Whoa. All right, this looks insane. All right, I'll leave you guys alone. That sounds really good. You're in for a treat with this cornbread. And this one, I'll save it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do the interview for you guys, but it's right here. You can't put a guy next to cornbread and expect him not to, you know, make a move of some kind. All right, do it. Go. Hit the maps. Blue skies now. We got a couple of clouds leaving. We have a cold front that has worked its way through. And 64 degrees still. North winds sustained at 14. Gusts are going to be 20-25 throughout the morning and midday hours today. Widespread 60s, but you can see the flow of air now from the north. And today we expect about 72. Cooler sunshine, not cold, just cooler. May feel a little chilly at times due to the breezes though this morning, but it's good dry air coming in again from Canada. And we can see a little bit of a cloud line exiting the area, giving way to lots of sunshine this morning. So high pressure is going to move back in behind this cold front. It's going to remain cooler today and tomorrow. We'll have a cold night tonight once these winds relax a little bit later on. But highs still into the low 70s today, upper 60s north of town. Tonight we're going to look at 30s and low 40s. Tomorrow morning is going to be a cold morning, so be prepared for that. We'll have some many lows in the 30s tonight. Low 70s again tomorrow, not as windy, and then Saturday morning we're talking about 50s for overnight low temperatures. So the hour-by-hour forecast, really not much to talk about. Now, we'll get into Saturday, and there'll be a front coming through Saturday. That could be enough to trigger maybe a sprinkle. See that? That's it. And we're putting about a 20% chance, and that may even be a little excessive. But just know that, and then once that front comes through, it's going to get a little cooler for Sunday and Monday. So 72, 70, 73 Saturday, the front comes through. Colder air comes in Sunday and Monday. Monday morning is going to be pretty cold. And then we'll start to rebound a little bit. By Tuesday, we're looking at about 70 degrees. Yeah, Tuesday 70. You know, when I'm looking at these maps, there's cornbread in my sight, in my line of sight right here, and it's just not fair. All right, 75 on Wednesday. And then I think we'll have a couple more warmer days after Wednesday yet. So there you go. That's how it's looking right now. All right, folks, enjoy. Virginia This Morning will continue after this.
Hey, hello, sunshine. We are roaring into a Thursday, as we like to call Friday Eve here. And we want to say that Virginia This Morning is the place where you can find out what's trending in and around our community. I'm Amy Lacey here with Mr. Bill Bevins.
Absolutely.
It is a fantastic Thursday morning.
Looking forward to it. Where else can you find food, fun, hear about community events, listen to some great music, and a whole bunch of other stuff, too? Well, when you tune into Virginia This Morning, each weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m., we are going to get that covered for you. There's something for everyone on our live show. Now is a great time to do a recap for those of you who are just tuning in of what's coming up.
Okay, here we go. We're in the kitchen. Corporate chef Dan DeLorenzi is waiting in the Virginia This Morning kitchen. He's going to feature a miso umami butter with an ahi tuna filet mignon, a signature creation at Perry's Steakhouse. This is a segment that you definitely do not want to miss.
And Chef Kendra House is a cornbread champion. She won a cornbread making contest at the recent Corniest Fall Festival ever. And we'll enjoy a sample of her winning recipe when we head outside a little bit later on this morning with hot honey butter.
And I hear she mentioned pumpkin with it too.
Okay.
Sounds pretty fantastic. Well, we're proud community partners with Puritan Cleaners and the Richmond Flying Squirrels. You can come join us November 9th at the Diamond for the ballpark warming party celebrating coats for kids.
There will be live music, free hot dogs, bounce houses, and a lot more. We'll be collecting your donations of gently used coats that will be cleaned, repaired if necessary, and distributed this season to children and families who need these warm coats.
I already have a few from my closet ready to go. Mark your calendar. The ballpark warming party is Saturday, November 9th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the parking lot at the Diamond.
Folks, we've got to take a real quick break, but first let's check in with our friends from VCU Health.
This segment is sponsored by VCU Health Hume Lee Transplant Center.
The doctor is in and you have questions. October is National Liver Awareness Month and a great time to learn more about liver health. Dr. David Bruno, director at VCU Health's Hume Lee Transplant Center, is here with us today to discuss liver disease, what causes it, and ways to help avoid it. With liver disease on the rise, he will also tell us how VCU Health is leading the way in treatments and research. Thank you for being here today, Dr. Bruno.
Thank you.
What essential information does the public need to know about liver health?
Well, the liver is a critically important organ. It's the largest organ in the body. It performs over 500 different functions. Liver disease is on the rise. It affects 25 to 30% of the global population, sadly. We can't live without our livers, and unlike other critical organs, there's really no artificial means of duplicating its function. So in light of how important our liver is, we have to take really good care of it. How do we do that? We have to watch what we eat, but we also have to watch how much we eat. We have to avoid excessive alcohol. We have to exercise. We have to take care of our liver. It has a big job and it takes care of us.
Can you tell us more about metabolic liver disease and its impacts on patients?
Yeah, metabolic liver disease, along with alcoholism, is one of the leading causes of chronic liver disease around the world. We're incredibly proud at VCU to have the Stravitz-Sanyal Liver Institute, which is really a one-of-a-kind organization headed by Dr. Arun Sanyal. I'm proud to say that they're working on early interventions and trials globally that are aimed at putting liver transplant surgeons like me out of business. Until that happens, often our patients with metabolic liver disease don't have scores high enough to receive livers out of our deceased donor pool. For them, a living donor liver transplant is really their best option.
Tell us more about being a living donor.
So liver transplantation is based on the premise that the sickest patients by laboratory score receive a liver first. Living organ donation comes into play when a patient is sicker than their score when they're placed on the transplant list. The Hume Transplant Center has been a pioneer in living donor liver transplantation. We've done over 250 of these procedures since we started doing them, and we've really kind of ramped it up over the past 5 years, performing about 100 of these cases. Along with that, we're expanding this therapy. We're really one of the few centers in this country to offer ABO-incompatible transplants for some patients with metastatic colorectal disease, and transplants for patients with larger liver cancers. The program is truly an alternative for patients with liver disease that our deceased donor allocation system in the U.S. doesn't address.
If someone is considering being a living liver donor, what should they know?
Well, if you're interested in donating a portion of your liver to a friend or family member, the first thing that you should know is that you're a hero. The second thing you should know is that here at VCU, we're working really hard to make that as easy and comfortable for our heroes as possible. So for over a year, we've been performing living donor liver transplant procedures with robotic assistance. We're one of the few centers in the U.S. offering this advanced surgery. Doesn't mean the robot's actually performing your surgery. We have really assembled a team here of world-class surgeons that are masters of this technology. It does mean that you will have a smaller scar, means less bleeding, less pain, and a faster recovery. So it's truly a monumental advancement.
VCU Health doing such amazing work in this area. Thank you so much, Dr. Bruno, for being here in October for Liver Awareness Month.
Thank you.
For more information, give VCU Health a call. Here's the number, 804-828-4104. Visit vcuhealth.org/transplant. And stay with us. Virginia This Morning returns after the break.
This segment is sponsored by Perkinson Center for the Arts and Education.
Folks, there is certainly no shortage of great entertainment and events at the Perkinson Center for the Arts and Education in Chesterfield County.
Executive Director Chelsea Bulis joins us this morning. Hi, Chelsea. It is so good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
As I mentioned the last time that you were here, I absolutely love this center. It is such a jewel there in Chester. And, you know, for folks who may not be familiar with it, tell us what the Perkinson Center is.
Well, the Perkinson Center for the Arts and Education is a jewel nestled in the heart of Chester. And we take great pride as an arts nonprofit in bringing people together to experience the arts in a variety of ways, whether that be through a performance in our theater, by gaining a different perspective in our art gallery, or getting those creative juices flowing during an art education opportunity at the center.
For folks who haven't been to Chester in a while, and I grew up in that area, you can ride through Route 10 and you may not even see the center, because what happened was years ago somebody said, well, we've got all this land behind Route 10 right off the road, and you basically built a town square back there, didn't you? And there's all kinds of things back there, and it really does look like it's been there all along. It kind of fits in. They did a great job of making it kind of blend in, and it is a town square right there in
Definitely
this
is.
in the village of Chester.
Yep, the Chester Village Green. It's been in the hearts and minds of many, and the Perkinson Center was the last pillar of that community. We have restaurants, we have single-family homes, we have a senior center, and we have the Chester branch of the library, and also the Perkinson Center for the Arts and Education. So it's a one-stop shop. It's a wonderful ecosystem for community to come together, not just in the immediate area, but also all throughout the region. We've seen the center serving a variety of clientele, patrons of the arts, all across the region, and that's a joy.
I've loved doing daughter dates there, taking in an event and then going to dinner nearby. It's always so much fun to do, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, take in a matinee. But each day of the week, you have a free art gallery that folks can take advantage of.
Yes.
I mean, it's wonderful that it doesn't cost a thing.
Yes, we definitely have a home for our artists, whether they are professional or our emerging artists. We have hosted a variety of art exhibitions in our gallery, our Baxter and Elaine Perkinson Jr. Art Gallery, and we invite people to come in and take things in. Art builds community, art connects people, and having that accessible is at the core of our mission. We are charged with bringing the power of art to all.
You know, Chelsea, I got to know Baxter Perkinson years ago and first discovered him. I was doing charities, and he would bring these beautiful pieces of art that he did, watercolors. And then I found out he's a dentist, and obviously the rest, we all know that story and how well that's gone. But Baxter was the heart and soul behind lots of artists getting recognized in Central Virginia. And this center obviously is the culmination of all of that.
Yep, definitely. There were many people that were a part of the Perkinson Center's journey, and Dr. Baxter Perkinson and his wife Elaine are a part of that. And again, uplifting the arts. The Richmond region has done a really good job of uplifting the arts in a variety of ways, and the Perkinson Center is the perfect example of that.
What kinds of events do you have coming up?
Oh, this is the best part. We have something for everyone, and I have a list. A full comprehensive list is of course online, but I want to highlight a couple. So tomorrow night, October 25th, we will be welcoming the Bon Air Artist Association with their gallery exhibition opening.
Nice.
From 6 to 8 p.m. They are celebrating 50 years of artistry, which is absolutely amazing.
A beautiful Bon Air.
Definitely. And on Saturday, October 26th, we invite all creatures of the night. There's a light at the Perk, and you're invited. We will be hosting a film screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Fun, always a great
So
time.
it'll be a great time.
Yeah.
And as we head to November, which is, we're already there, can you believe it?
Yeah.
We will be welcoming a Richmond legend to our Jimmy Dean Theater, an evening with Steve Bassett.
Wow.
So we will be having that on November 9th. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our fall signature fundraiser, Bourbon, Brisket, and Brushes. That will be on November 16th. We will host a dinner provided by ZZQ Texas Craft Barbecue.
Wow.
We will be having a guided bourbon tasting featuring Woodford Reserve. And we will be uplifting artistry. We will be having artists doing live demonstrations. To name just a few, we will be having Ron Stokes,
Wow.
Mary Cox, and Ed Hatch, along with a bar cart raffle, silent auction items. And this is a night where we celebrate the arts in our community. It's an opportunity for us to come together and say yes to investing in the arts.
Oh, I love that so much. And, you know, I know a lot of folks want to get involved. How can they donate either their funds or their time to just really uplift the center even more?
It's very important, and thank you for asking that question, to support arts and culture endeavors like this, especially the nonprofit that is the Perkinson Center. Again, buying a ticket to a show,
Yeah.
it's so important. Taking some time to plan a visit to the art gallery, that's another one. Or just taking part in one of our art activities. Volunteering, we are always looking for many hands make light work, right? So we are always looking for volunteers, whether it's ushering or helping out at a community event. Hey, Bourbon, Brisket, and Brushes, we're looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
So it's always important. And then remembering to advocate, just like I'm doing right now. It's important to make sure that across all sectors, we're saying that the arts matter, the arts are important, and that they uplift our communities and create even more vibrant communities.
I
So
love
those
that
are some
so
of the ways
much.
you can get involved.
What a great mission.
And a great place to go see a show, and whether it's an art gallery or Steve Bassett or maybe some brisket. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, looking forward to all of that.
It's
Thank
so
you.
great to see you. Thank you so much for being here today, Chelsea. The Perkinson Center for the Arts and Education is located at 11810 Center Street in Chester, Virginia. For more information, call 804-748-5555. Visit them online at perkinson.org. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram too.
Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Hope to see you on the other side.
We thank you for spending some time with us on this Thursday. October is National Seafood Month, and we're going to celebrate today with Perry's Steakhouse corporate chef Dan De Laurentiis. He's making his debut in our kitchen this morning, going to make their delicious miso umami butter with the ahi tuna filet mignon. I'm so looking forward to this. Thank you for coming in, Chef Dan.
Thank
oh my
you for having us. I'm so excited.
You are making the butter as we speak, and it just smells so good in here.
Yeah, so we have our miso, our white miso. What we're doing is we're just toasting it to kind of bring out all those notes and give it a little bit more rich buddiness. If you can smell it, it has like a nice nutty flavor to it.
Almost like butternut squash.
It does have that flavor to it. So we had a little bit of butter, and then we had that miso. Miso is fermented soy. It's so good. It just adds a lot of flavor, and it really brings to that umami experience that everybody's been talking about lately.
Oh, it is just so good. And of course, you know, Perry's is new to the Richmond market, relatively new, opening in Short Pump in February.
Yeah.
But this is a steakhouse that has so much history to it.
Yeah, we started in 1979 as a small butcher shop, and we still pay homage to those roots all the time. We're butchering all of our steaks in-house. All of our seafood is brought in fresh every day. We just really pay attention to that core quality ingredients, which is really exciting. And our pork chop. I don't know if you've heard about our pork chop or not, but it's pretty exciting.
Well, as I told you, you know, I've been one of those folks. I have not eaten red meat in a really long time, but some of the best seafood I have ever had has been at a steakhouse. So this is a great way for folks to come on out and try some of your tuna and everything else.
Yeah, we're obviously known for steaks, but we have some of the best seafood. Again, I thank you. I can experience, but we bring it in fresh every day. We have some of our favorites like our sea bass, and our tuna, which has just came out of the menu. So we're always experimenting with new items and bringing in new and exciting items like this tuna dish that we're making today. So we're going to put a little bit of water in with that.
Okay.
So it's really simple. It's only 4 ingredients, which is really exciting. It lends really good to like seafood, chicken, that kind of stuff. So if you want to make this at home, this is a great. If you've never used miso before, this is a great way to can put that in your kitchen.
Yeah, and you know, 4 ingredients isn't too intimidating, even for someone who is less experienced than you, Chef Dan.
No, so sometimes it's just the simple things and just building on the flavors is really what you want to do. So again, you're just going to heat up this sriracha sauce. You're going to add it into the blender. One thing that you want to do is always start blender low.
Yes,
you don't
course.
You don't want that blowing up in your face.
That could be a very messy Virginia this morning if it started on high today.
I've checked it a few times just to make sure, but we're good. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off. And again, then we're going to add a little bit of butter to it. So one thing that you want to do when you're with butter is always have it nice and cubed, small.
Yeah.
Especially you're adding it to sauce, because you don't want the sauce to cool down too fast. So that way you can always keep your sauce nice and warm, and there's enough in there to keep the butter melting as you add it.
You want it to be at room temperature or chilled?
Room temperature is great. If you can have it cubed at room temperature. I'm just going to add that in there.
There we're
Maybe
going.
a little bit more water. So the nice thing, we named this is umami butter. So umami is one of your taste senses. So there's sweet, there's sour, bitter, and salty, and then umami is the one that everybody's talking about now. It's that when you eat, you get this like nice, that when your mouth starts to water, that's umami. So people are really starting to talk about umami a lot, so you're going to start to hear that a little bit more frequently as people talk about their dining experience. So.
Learning something new every day on Virginia this morning. And you're just adding a little more water there.
Just a little bit more water. You're just looking for a nice thin consistency. And then we're going to go ahead and put that right over our tuna just to finish it off, and that's going to give you that nice umami finish. So
you want it to be kind of like a saucy sort of
just like that, right? A little bit nice sauce, and then if you're going to put it with chicken or fish or whatever you want to do, you can kind of just add it to whatever experience, and it's a nice dipping sauce, or it really finishes an entree really well.
And you said, you know, this is something that if you want to make it at home, you can do it with the chicken
yes,
too.
Absolutely. So the miso is really good, and it's really versatile with a lot of different items, and I think that really just starting to see a lot more of it. So it's kind of exciting. And as you can smell, it just has that rich, deep flavor to it.
You've been with Perry's for 10 years now. How are you loving being now in the Richmond market?
Oh, it's so nice.
Richmond was very excited that Perry's was coming to
I think
town.
we're probably more excited. I think it's a great food city. There's a lot of great restaurants. We're just excited to be part of it and just to kind of be able to be part of the community and bring some of our new and exciting dishes and some of our tradition as well to Richmond.
And I see, of course, too, you do the pairings with wine beautifully. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have our own Perry's wine. We have a Cabernet, we have Chardonnay, which pairs well with all of our seafood for Seafood Month, which is exciting. And then we also have a Pinot Noir that we developed to pair perfectly with our pork chop, which we're famous for that pork chop. So we have to have our famous wine to go with it. And then we also have, all of our wines. So like our Chardonnay goes really good with our scallop pasta here, which is a new menu item as well, which is exciting. People really are going crazy for it. It's an Alfredo sauce, and then underneath we have a bed of San Marzano sauce, which is like a nice sweet tomato sauce, 5 pan-seared scallops, and then we have our New York strip here, which is our prime New York strip. Here we topped it with a crab cake with béarnaise sauce. You can also get it with shrimp and lobster if you want to kind of make your own dish as you go. So if you want a little seafood with your steak, you can do that as well.
That is the ultimate surf and turf right there.
That is the ultimate surf and turf, my favorite. And then we also have the sea bass, which is our guest favorite, our seafood item. It is a pan-seared sea bass. It's on a corn bed of corn and a red pepper coulis just to kind of brighten it up.
Very nice.
And then we have lobster, which you can't make much better lobster better, but what we do is we tempura fry it so it gets that nice crispy edge on the outside and a little bit of sweetness. And we also serve that with like a miso butter as well. So we're kind of incorporating that miso flavor across the board. So
that tempura fry, of course, if you are going to try to do something with lobster to make it better, I think you found the holy grail.
Yeah, it's hard to make lobster better, but I think we figured it out. So that's a great way to start your meal, or you could pair it with one of your entrees as well.
So you started in Texas about 40 years ago, and you're still keeping that butcher shop history alive. What is it about freshly cutting the meat in-house that just makes it that much more of an experience?
Obviously, freshness is the biggest thing. We can control the quality, we can control the sizes. You can see here with our tuna that we brought out here, this is that beautiful bright red color that you're looking for, and we get to make sure that every one of our cuts has that, because every one of our we're cut in house. We bring it in and we break it down. So if it doesn't meet inspection, we don't serve it. So the nice thing about it just brings such a much better experience to it. So we have control and we have the freshest product you can get. So.
Any events coming up? Do you ever do any tasting menus or anything like that?
We're always doing seasonal items, which is exciting, and we're updating our menu all the time. So we do all seasonal items throughout the year, and then we try out some of these items, and they get to make the menu. So we always have something going on.
Always something going on at Perry's. You heard it here on Virginia This Morning. Definitely a place to try out. If somebody hasn't been there to Short Pump yet, where are you located and why should they come on out and give it a try?
Go to the Short Pump Town Center. Right off there, it's pretty easy. Nice big Perry sign out there. You get to see it. So, but yeah, come out and try. We're famous for our pork chop, our steaks, but again, Seafood Month. Come out and try all of our seafood. We have 5 different options, which is amazing. Plus lobsters and crab and all that kind of stuff as well. So just so many things for everybody to try. It's not a small menu. We have a lot of things for guests to experience, which is really great for a steakhouse. Sometimes, we expand the menu, which is great. So there's a little bit for everybody.
That's what we love to hear. Well, we thank you for coming in, Chef Dan. Just such a great morning, and that umami is a fantastic smell to have here in the Virginia This Morning kitchen today. If you want more information on Perry's Steakhouse, visit our website later today at virginiathismorning.com. Mr. B, I'm sending it your way now.
All right, Chef, thank you, by the way, and the seafood looks great, but I got to tell you, my cousin Anita, who lives in North Carolina, is famous for a pork chop. Yours is better. Don't tell her I said that, but that pork chop's off the scale. All right, folks, we've met some really talented people over the years. Speaking of off the scale, they have performed in our studio. It's always great to be able to take a look back at our music archive and pull out some oldies but goodies. Rex Richardson is a world-class master jazz trumpeter. He's from the Richmond area. Right now, we're going to enjoy this Thursday throwback clip from 7 years ago. Here is Rex Richardson performing Cyclone. Wow, that was pretty good. Oh, man, that guy's impressive. Once again, that's world-class master jazz trumpeter Rex Richardson, and again, right here in the area. We hope our schedules align in the new year and we can have him back live in our studio. You can actually see Rex live on stage Tuesday, November 19th, 7 p.m. at the Cultural Arts Center in Glen Allen in the Cardinal Ballroom. Should be great. For more information, visit the VirginiaThisMorning.com website. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break. There it is. We love being everywhere you are, sharing in your experiences every single day.
Please continue to share your fun and exciting moments with us. We certainly enjoy each and every one of them.
Let's get going. Victoria Ramsey and her family are checking in with us from Margaritaville in the Bahamas.
What a fun place to be, always 5 o'clock somewhere,
Wow.
right? And Lanisha Newton participated in the Making Strides for Breast Cancer Walk. She said it was a beautiful Saturday morning. Of course, CBS 6 was out there too. A beautiful morning because of folks like Lanisha joining the cause.
Move that big pink chair.
I know,
Good
right?
Gosh, looks good in it. All right, Brenda Lindsay hiked through Grayson Highlands State Park last week. Solo, girl.
And looking good along the route.
Wow.
Hey, having a good time and getting some activity out there too. A beautiful, beautiful day.
Having fun with your family and friends and pets. We'd like to share in that adventure while staying connected to you.
It is so easy to do. I've done it, Andres has done it, Kristen, Bill, you've done it, we've all done it, and now we want you to join in on it. We want your submission. Upload your high-resolution pictures and videos to one of our social media channels, or just simply email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com.
This segment is sponsored by ECPI.
ECPI University has been a trailblazer in tech and computer programming. Today, Ashley Richards, campus president at ECPI Richmond's campus, joins us to share more about their technology programs and more. Thank you for coming in today.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
We are talking tech for October.
Yes, we're very excited about the technology celebration this month. We're celebrating all of our students, our graduates, and definitely everybody out there in the tech industry.
What makes ECPI tech programs unique?
We have a lot of different things that make us unique. We are a very student-focused university, so our students get an individual academic advisor when they come into the program to walk them through application process. All of our faculty are industry experts, and it's a very hands-on curriculum. So whether you're new to the tech industry or it's something that you're looking to build your career on, there is a place for you because we are very, very interactive. We also have a lot of certifications in our program, which in the technology industries are very important. And then our students, as they move towards graduation, they also all have an individual career advisor who helps them to prepare for placement in the field and seek those tech job opportunities out there.
So you are very career focused. It's not just about the education, it's being able to use that education down the road.
Exactly. And that's what students are coming to us for, is looking to advance their careers or make a change in their career. And most of our students are adult learners. So we have a format that fits adult needs. So we have daytime, evening classes. We have online classes. So it's definitely designed for that person who is really focused on a career path.
How can folks learn more about ECPI and the programs that you offer?
Sure. Well, we have an open house event this month. So on October 24th, which is a Thursday, we are having a tech celebration event. We are open 6 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays, for folks who are interested in coming to the university and seeing our labs, speaking with our faculty, talking to our career service advisors. But certainly those open house days are a great time to come in and really explore everything that we do and get the feel of what it's like to be a student with us at ECPI.
So those 6 days, that does show the flexibility with schedule. If somebody already is maybe working a full-time job, they can still do the classes.
Definitely. We are designed for adult students, military students, veterans. So really there's an option for everyone. And one of the things that we are most proud of is our accelerated format. So for example, we do offer bachelor's and master's degree in the technology field, and our bachelor's degree can actually be acquired in as short as 2.5 years, which is a much quicker process than most universities are able to offer.
This is so exciting. It's wonderful to celebrate tech in October, and we're so glad that you came in here with more information about all the programs that you have.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and we certainly celebrate all the technology experts out in the field and want more folks to go into that field, so anything we can do to help.
There you are. It's ECPI is there for you. ECPI is located at 11104 West Broad Street in Glen Allen. For more information, give them a call at 804-521-5999 or visit the website ecpi.edu. You can connect on social media at ECPI University. Stay with us. Virginia This Morning returns after the break. Welcome back, everybody. You know, we thought that there would be no better time than to start the segment with a corny joke. How about that? Okay.
Okay.
So,
Cornbread, corny joke.
what do you call fake spaghetti?
I don't know, Amy. What do you call
You
fake
call
spaghetti?
it an impasta.
Impasta.
Our next guest
Boom.
was crowned the Cornbread Queen recently at the corniest fall festival ever with the cornbread making contest, and we are so excited to have her here.
Kendra, did they make you do corny jokes the whole time?
They
Did you
didn't.
have a whole thing?
They didn't, but they did make me wear a corny tiara.
Okay, good.
Beautiful,
Good,
as
good.
you should, as the Corn Queen.
Yes.
So we are so excited to see Chef Kendra House. We're so excited to see you recreate the recipe that won the prize.
Yes, and actually for an award-winning cornbread, it still can be very simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but I'll tell you a few key things that are going to make it taste better. Using fresh pumpkin.
Yes, and I told you, you know it's
Pumpkin
fresh
and
when you smell
cornbread.
it. Yes.
You can tell this is fresh pumpkin right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with one of the little small ones that you have at the store. The pumpkin pie pumpkins.
Okay.
But what I like to say is, you know, it's all about convenience too. So you can use Libby's or your favorite canned.
Sure.
But if you're going to the pumpkin patches or you have some extra pumpkin on hand, why not use it?
And a
for
small
this
one
recipe?
is all you need.
A small one's all you need.
Okay,
So
good.
first thing we're gonna do is you would just get your pumpkin and you would just get all that gunk out of there, all those stringy pieces.
Do you do
Save
that
those
before
seeds.
or
You
after the roasting?
You do that before. So
Okay.
this is to prep for roasting. So you're gonna get all that out of there, and you can actually save those pumpkin seeds in
Sure you
roast
can.
as well. Put some
Yeah,
salt.
they're good.
So you get all this out of here. Let's just pretend that's all out there.
Okay.
And then what you would do is just get a baking sheet.
Uh-oh, runaway pumpkin.
Runaway pumpkin.
Sorry.
That's
okay.
okay.
So what you would do is you would take the pumpkin and then you would just spray it on both sides, kind of like you're roasting vegetables. Like
In the
butternut
magic of
squash.
TV, this did not fall down.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So what you would do is you would just simply get a little oil, olive oil, vegetable spray.
You put that on the inside too?
You can.
Yeah, okay.
And then you would just put it face down, and then you would put it 400 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes
Okay.
in the oven. Okay. Once that's done, you would then just puree. You don't have to take the peel off. You can just, when it's nice and soft, you can just
Really,
put it.
peel and everything?
No, you can just take your spoon and just when it's nice and soft and roasted, then you can just put it in the food processor and give it a little whirl. I like to put a little bit of pumpkin pie spice and some honey, and it turns into this beauty right here.
It is just great. It smells so good.
Yes. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your cornmeal mix. I like to use America's favorite Jiffy.
Yeah.
It's nice and convenient.
It works.
Easy.
It works.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, if you want to go the old school route, you could use my favorite cornmeal is Indian Head. You could also use 2 cups of the Indian Head cornmeal with 1 cup of flour.
And whatever Grandma used to use.
1.5 teaspoons
Yeah.
of baking powder, and it makes the same thing.
How
And
long
that
have you
adds
been
a great
making
texture.
cornbread?
Huh?
How long have you been making cornbread? All your life?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I make a lot of different versions. If you don't have pumpkin, at the Latino market, we make a calabaza one. So that's kind of like a Spanish squash. Or if you want to do like a soul food version, you could just use roasted sweet potato.
Okay.
It's easy. You're going to use
Yeah.
1/4 cup. That's all you need for this. Just a hint of pumpkin.
Yum.
So then I've got 2 boxes of cornmeal mix, and then we've got our pumpkin, nice roasted pumpkin here. We're just going to add that right in. And then you're going to add 2 eggs. Got our eggs right here. We're just
Okay.
going to add those in. You are going to need some heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream. We need 1/4 cup. I'm just going to add that right in. And my secret ingredient, sour cream.
Oh, you're telling us the secrets
Yep,
today.
sour cream. Sour cream makes it nice and moist, and it is delicious.
Yum.
You won't end up with dry cornbread if you use the sour cream. Last ingredient, we're just going to put a little bit of pumpkin spice.
Gotta
just a
love
little
pumpkin. And it's, I mean, nothing says fall more than pumpkin pie spice, I feel like.
bit. Yes.
So I'm guessing sour cream is something that wouldn't have been done generations ago. This is something you added in and it makes it nice and
It's
moist.
so moist, yes.
Yeah.
But if you don't have sour cream, you could also use cottage cheese. Small curd, cottage cheese, and you need about 1 cup.
I've used Greek yogurt before too as a substitute.
Yep,
It adds
you
a
can
little
use-
bit of that tang.
Yep, you can use, let's see, where is my... All right, so we just get that mixed up. You're gonna put it in an oven on 375. Sorry. Just get it really good and mixed up.
Yum.
And then you're gonna just put it in your oven on 375.
Now you have it in a
for-
cast iron pan
Yep,
over there.
I normally do it in cast iron old school. Now that's the part that I definitely do old school. It gives it a really good crust, it makes it nice and golden. So if you have cast iron, use it. You're gonna put that in your oven, and then it's gonna, 45 minutes later, look like this beauty right here.
It looks so good. How
Yes,
did you...
one more thing.
He's not even
started
waiting until we get the cue. It
started
looks,
too
I
early.
mean, it looks pretty darn
Well, this
good.
is the second part of the recipe, the hot honey butter. Hot honey
okay.
butter. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna get a saucepan. You're gonna put about 1/4 cup of honey. I like to use the raw honey.
Okay.
You're just gonna use a couple of tablespoons of butter. And then this is where the hot comes in. Chili flakes.
Yes.
You're gonna add a couple of, maybe just 1 or 2, depends on how hot you want it.
Now that's not actually in the cornbread, is it? This is going to go on top
This
of
is
the
the
cornbread.
top.
This is on
Okay,
top.
Yes.
I was going to say this is
It's
almost like cake.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
moist.
So you would just mix that up. And then that's just your topping. The butter, the honey, and the chili flakes makes it hot. And then you would just give it a good little drizzle.
Well, we're going to stay
Right over
here
there.
with Chef Kendra, and I'm going to eat a little bit after the break too. Bill can let us know too what he thinks about it.
He's still eating.
But in the meantime, if you want more information on Chef Kendra House, we will post a link on our show website. Also, don't forget Broadway in Richmond Shucked opens on stage Tuesday, October 29th. We are all so excited about that. Stay with us. There is more Virginia This Morning after the break, and a lot of cornbread.
Oh, honey, that's good.
We are back with Chef Kendra House, and you are the cornbread queen, as named at the corniest fall festival ever here in Richmond. What was it like being a part of that?
It was a great experience.
Things are blown away.
Honestly, I feel like all the contestants were amazing. Shout outs to my friend Deborah Johnson, who's actually been on the show twice.
Nice.
She was the runner-up. She made a delicious one with cardamom. I didn't know if I was going to make it as the top because they really did some
Well,
good
that's
ones. There was
good,
a
though.
tamale one, a tamale Mexican style one. There were some really good contenders, but it was really fun.
The competition, just like any competition, kind of makes you up your game a little bit.
Yeah.
And trust me, it turned out pretty darn good.
We've been chowing down here. If you're just joining us now, there is pumpkin in here. And let me tell you, that hot honey,
Yeah.
you get the spice, you get the sweet, and it is perfect.
Yeah.
You would agree, I think.
Yeah.
And it's also perfect for the holidays.
It's delicious.
Right?
And-
Thanksgiving.
So obviously this was something that we haven't done before, and you've kind of experimented a little bit.
Yeah.
Was this something you've been cooking for a while, or you just did this for this?
This is just a version. I make amazing cornbreads in general.
Okay.
Lava cornbread.
You are the cornbread
Well,
queen.
Yes.
Yep, I've got different styles. Hot honey butter is a new one that we're featuring with our catering menu. But regular honey butter is really good too. If
What
you don't
kind?
want the spice,
Oh,
just
regular
honey
honey
butter.
butter.
Oh, yeah.
Just the moistness of the cornbread. I really feel like that's one of the things that makes it the best. And a lot of people don't know to use the sour cream or, like you said, the Greek yogurt plain or just cottage cheese instead of just using milk all the time. You know, it really makes a difference in the texture.
It really is moist. It's like I can bite this and not hardly any crumbs come out, and that's a good sign.
It's like eating cake. It's delicious, delicious. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:56 a.m., everybody.
Have a great day. Corn.